9 explosive Emmerdale spoilers for next week, 25th to 28th March 2025. Hey Emmerdale fans, get ready because next week is going to be packed with drama, secrets, and shocking twists. From Chaz going head-to-head with Ella over a wild addiction theory to Manpreet's dark secret finally exposed, you won't want to miss a second of it. But that's not all. Steph is on the verge of making a life-changing decision, and Marlon is caught deceiving April. Again, what could possibly go wrong? Stick around as we break down all 9 jaw-dropping spoilers for next week. And before we dive in, make sure to hit that subscribe button and turn on notifications so you never miss out on the latest Emmerdale updates. All right, let's get into it. 1. Ella vows to take down Chaz. This week, Ella found herself under suspicion after Chaz mysteriously collapsed and hit her head at the Woolpack. When John rushed her to the hospital, it was discovered that Chaz had high levels of opioids in her system, having been on codeine since the limo crash. Liam knew it wasn't possible for Chaz to have taken too many, but when he learned that Ella had been seen in the back room after her run-in with Chaz, he confronted her, accusing her of drugging Chaz. Ella strongly denied it, but when Liam found Chaz's engagement ring in Ella's bag, something Ella admitted to taking, it seemed like all the proof he needed. The police were called and Ella was dragged in for questioning. However, Chaz later told her she'd drop the complaint if Ella agreed to leave the village. Fired from her job at the surgery, it seemed like Ella had no reason to stay in Emmerdale. But Ella's not going down without a fight. Having found a home for the first time in years, Ella is determined to prove she's innocent. She suggested to Manpreet that Chaz drop the complaint to cover up her own addiction to painkillers. "I'm going to make sure Liam sees the truth," Ella told Manpreet. "I'll make sure everyone knows who Chaz Dingle really is." Next week, Ella's on a mission to prove her innocence. She believes Chaz has deliberately tried to frame her, and even suggests to Liam that Chaz might be addicted to her painkillers. Liam brushes it off, but it's enough to make him start searching through Chaz's cupboards to make sure the pills are where they should be. Chaz is furious when she catches him in the act and heads straight to confront Ella. But Ella refuses to back down, sticking to her theory that Chaz overdosed because of an addiction. Liam and Chaz are left completely puzzled as Ella continues to interfere in their lives. How far will Ella go to prove her point? And if she's innocent, then who is framing her? 2. Manpreet is outed. Things go from bad to worse between Ella and her housemate Manpreet later in the week, when Manpreet, fed up with all the drama, tells a distraught Ella to pack her bags and leave, on the spot. But Manpreet seems to have forgotten one little detail. She recently confided in Ella about setting up an OnlyFollowers account, sharing some rather risky content online. And Ella isn't about to go quietly. In a moment of pure revenge, she lashes out at Manpreet right in the middle of the cafe, exposing her biggest secret for everyone to hear. 3. Kammy impresses Kane is love in the air for Sarah and Kammy, but she's hiding a big secret. Looks like there's a bit of a spark between Sarah and newcomer Kammy. Things kicked off when Sarah caught Kammy with the stolen quad bike from Butler's, but instead of grassing him up, she wanted in on the action. Charity wasn't too happy when she walked in to find Sarah all cozy on the sofa with a complete stranger. Straight into protective gran mode, she wasn't having any of it. But much to her frustration, Kammy's sticking around. He's even landing a trial at the garage next week. Even Grandad Kane isn't sure about Sarah's new mate at first, but Kammy soon proves himself with a bit of hard graft. While Sarah's finally having some fun after a tough few weeks, Vinny's worried. Sarah still hasn't told Kammy about her condition, Fanconi anemia. Will she open up to him, or is she just focused on living life to the fullest while she can? 4. Jai's on a mission. Will he expose the truth about Anthony? Up at the depot, Jai just won't let it go. He's got his nose deep in the Milligan family drama, and he's not stopping anytime soon. Let's be honest, He'd love nothing more than to see Caleb knocked off his perch, especially since he's still fuming about being tricked into investing in the business. While Jai's been busy keeping things running, Caleb and Steph have barely been around, and it's really starting to grind his gears. What he doesn't know is they've had bigger problems to deal with, like the shocking truth that Steph is actually Anthony's daughter after he abused her mum Ruby when she was a teen. Steph only found out the truth after growing suspicious about Anthony's sudden disappearance. But the real shocker? Ruby had killed Anthony at the depot, and now a select few are covering it up. Jai's already noticed Caleb getting twitchy whenever Anthony's name comes up, and next week he clocks the same reaction from Steph. Sensing something's not right, he starts pushing for answers. He even asks his ex, Laurel, if she knows anything. But little does he know, Laurel's got her own secret to hide from the day Anthony vanished. Later, when Jai finds Steph in a vulnerable state, he sees his chance. He pushes for more info, convinced he's about to uncover something huge. But just as Steph's about to crack, Caleb walks in and saves the day, quickly spinning a made-up story to throw Jai off the scent. Will Jai buy it? Or is he about to uncover the truth behind Anthony's disappearance? 5. Steph considers taking drastic action. Steph's real feelings about her true parentage start to come out when she opens up to Ruby, admitting that all she sees in the mirror is Anthony staring back at her. Ruby does her best to comfort her, reassuring her that Caleb will always be her real dad in every way that matters. She hopes that's enough to put Steph's mind at ease. But what Ruby and Caleb don't know is that Steph is already searching for plastic surgeons online, determined to erase every last trace of Anthony from her life once and for all. Caleb vanishes. Where has he gone? Wanting to bring the family closer, Caleb and Ruby plan a day out together. But before they can go, Caleb heads off to the depot on a quick errand, and never comes back. As the hours tick by, Ruby and Steph start to bond like never before, finally breaking down years of tension between them. It's a big turning point for the pair, but one huge question remains. Where is Caleb? 6. Marlon's lies. Will he ruin everything with April? Things at Smithy Cottage seem to be looking up for April and her dad, Marlon, after a rough few months. But is he about to undo all their progress? Last week, they shared a heartfelt moment when Marlon convinced April to scatter her baby's ashes at the village stream. Until then, she'd refused to take part in the funeral, but this helped her finally begin to grieve. April had also reconnected with Dylan, a mate from her time living on the streets. She even asked him to stay, but Marlon, desperate to cut all ties to that part of her life, planted stolen ketamine in Dylan's coat, making it look like he'd betrayed April's trust. His plan backfired in the worst way when Dylan later overdosed. Marlon was devastated and, racked with guilt, offered to pay for Dylan's rehab to make things right. Dylan accepted the offer and even suggested Marlon keep the truth from April, not wanting her to lose even more faith in her family. But next week, Marlon goes a step further. When a letter arrives for April from Dylan in rehab, he hides it instead of giving it to her. Paddy is stunned when he finds out and urges Marlon to come clean before it's too late. But will Marlon do the right thing? Or is he about to end up back on April's bad side? 7. April feels on the outer. Meanwhile, April tries to return to some normalcy as she attends a gathering with Arthur, Alfie Clark, and a bunch of friends over at Mulberry Cottage. But her experiences in recent months have clearly changed April's outlook on everything, and she soon realizes that this has set her apart from her mates. Things take a surprising turn later on, and when Marlon and Rona turn up at the most awkward moment, they're left wondering how they are going to handle April going forward. They're trying so hard not to push her away and bring her in at the same time, Mark continues. It's this endless, magnet thing of one way or the other, back and forth. There's a lot more to come. It's going to be really rocky, uneven terrain for a good while yet. But you wouldn't expect anything else really, given what they've been through. 8. Brenda has some good news. Next week, Brenda gets a shock when Nicola spots her name in a magazine. She's only gone and won a competition. After everything she's been through since splitting from Eric, you'd think this would be a much-needed bit of good news. But Brenda couldn't care less about the grand prize. Nicola is stunned when Brenda says she's planning to turn it down. But, as her mind starts ticking over, could Nicola be about to hatch a sneaky plan? Wow, what a dramatic week ahead in the Dales. With Ella on a mission for revenge, Marlon risking everything with April, and Caleb mysteriously vanishing, there's no shortage of jaw-dropping moments. What are you most excited to see? Drop your predictions in the comments. Do you think Jai will finally uncover the truth about Anthony? And will Steph go through with her drastic decision? If you enjoyed this breakdown, don't forget to smash that like button and subscribe for all the latest Emmerdale updates. And of course, hit that notification bell so you never miss a single spoiler. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you next time for even more Emmerdale drama.